I just try to come to work every day and show that I want to be a player in this league. So I don't know. I don't really verbalize it, but I try to just go out there and practice as hard as I can.
Okay?
Oh,
What's wrong?
nothing wrong.
What happened?
Nothing wrong.
Ooh, yeah. Nope, that's your job description. That's gonna be tough, you know. Kidding.
Everybody, it's Rondale's birthday. Make sure you say happy birthday to Rondale. We just had an ultrasound for our baby, and they said it's bigger than him already.
There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived.
More in motion. They get it to him. More in space. A burst of speed. A first down for Purdue. He's still going. Moore comes back. Touchdown. Early pressure up the middle. Throwing on the run. Lambert down the sideline. Look at the run. What a catch. That is insane.
Come, let's watch the rain as it's falling down.
It's National Suicide Prevention Month, a month to remember the lives lost to suicide, the millions who have struggled with suicidal ideation, and acknowledge the individuals, families, and communities that have been impacted.
Say don't. You'll be proud of me, OG. Woke up, read me a Bible verse, got some breakfast in my system, talked to God about it. You know what I'm saying? And he laid it on me. I got one more album, EP, mixtape, whichever one it's gonna be, I got one more. And it's over, I'm going to find my peace.
Hey man, for all the young niggas in the streets, man, stay out of the streets, stay far from me, yeah. Get you some money.
Listen, man. You know, these two niggas from Jacksonville, Florida. It's very rare you see some niggas like this from Jacksonville, Florida.
What?
Do shit like this.
Niggas made that change. Nigga made that chain, nigga broke that cycle, you hear
It's
me?
way more to life, young.
Yeah. Believe that.
All right. Shalom, shalom. Keepers of sheep. Brother Kashai. Back with another lesson. Lord will. This video is edifying. All right. And before we begin, I'd like to first start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, beginning with 144,000. All right, today's lesson will be titled, Salakia, Suicidal Spirits. All right. And as you can see, of course, today's lesson is inspired through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right? But I just want to touch on a few clips played at the beginning of the video. All right, so you have two young men, Rondale Moore all right, former NFL player, all right, like he was with the Vikings and 2 other teams. And you have the rapper Lil Papa, right, 2 young Jakes, right, and these Jakes were so-called superstars, all right, if you will. They were well known, all right, famous, all right, maybe even millionaires, right? But somehow, all right, they found, well, the spirit of suicide found them, okay? And this is just a few of many, okay? Because there's many accounts like this, all right, and I'm pretty sure there'll be many more. But this just shows you that no status, no money, all right, no fame, no fortune, all right, can is enough, all right. It's nothing in this corner world could keep you at peace, all right, and keep you, sane, all right, without selling your soul or committing suicide or both, okay? While these are tragic events, right, we know that it's all according to the will of the Heavenly Father. And, we just pray that these spirits don't find us, okay, because times are only going to get harder, all right? Things are only going to become more complex, all right, more difficult, all right? And these guys, not to say they had the lavish life, but they had it better than, your regular and normal average Jake, okay? And it still, drove them mad, okay? So this won't be a long lesson, right? Just a few precepts, again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. I pray that this lesson is edifying, right? And I'll start in the book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiastes, the Apocrypha 33. It's like 30. And let's see. Start at 21. All right. And it reads, "Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thy own counsel." Right? Meaning don't hurt yourself, don't commit suicide. Right? Don't take your life. Right? It says, "Give not over thy mind to heaviness." All right, and it also says this in the book of 2nd Esdras, remove far from thee. Roughly paraphrase. Let me grab it real quick before I butcher it. All right, Khan. 2nd Esdras 14 and I think 15. I started 14, right? Matter of fact, I started 13. It says, "Now therefore set thine house in order." All right, first and foremost, your house being you, all right, your temple, yourself. It says, "Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption." All right, and for the most part, our people, they need this comfort. They need the comfort of the Spirit. Right? They need the comfort of this word. All right, because in this world is only trouble. All right, and how much more in the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, it says, "Now therefore set thy house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. All right, it says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. All right, meaning don't be too attached to things in this world. Don't be too attached to people's, all right, material things, positions, money, all right, fame, fortune. Okay, these things are temporary. All right. It says, let go from the mortal thoughts. All right, cast away the burdens of man. All right, the things men care about the most. All right, carnal things. All right, and put off now the weak nature. All right, I mean, don't care about the things that your average man is worried about. All right, what he looks like, what he drives. All right, what's in his bank account. Okay, well, you should take care of yourself. Okay, and enjoy yourself, but don't let these things consume you. All right. It says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. All right, so don't give your mind to too much to anything. All right, and because things in the time to come, you're gonna have to be quick to let things go. All right, whether it be people, fame, fortune, material things, status, jobs, right, family. 16 says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. All right, so these men were too much into the world. They cared about their status too much. Okay, they let these things define them, right, as men. Where did I leave off? Back in Ecclesiastes 30:21, again it says, give not over thy mind to heaviness, right, and afflict not thy own, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel. The gladness of the heart is the life of man, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days. God says, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days. That's right, man. It says, love thine own soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow from thee, yes, for sorrow hath killed many. All right, and there is no profit therein. All right, man, you get nothing from killing yourself. You gain nothing. Okay. Yeah, these are beautiful precepts, man, when you really think about it. All right. It says, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days. Love thy own soul. All right, I mean, take care of yourself, man. Eat healthy. All right. Work out if you can. Okay. I'll finish off this chapter. It says, envy and wrath shorten the life, and carefulness bringeth age before the time. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. Kind. That's it, man. And not only the things that you eat on a carnal level, but the things you eat on a spiritual level. All right, what are you feeding your spirit, man? Okay. Ecclesiastes 14. All right. Verse 2 says, blessed is he whose conscience hath not condemned him, and who is not fallen from his hope in the Lord. All right, man. So don't think the Lord has forsaken you, or don't think the Lord is not dealing with you, or keep your hope in the Lord. All right, keep your faith in the Lord. All right, lean not on our own understanding, roughly paraphrasing. Yeah, pretty much that's it on that I'm gonna grab this last precept and we'll close out, Lord willing. This is Ecclesiastes 25:13. All right. And the first part is the point. It says, "Give me any plague, but the plague of the heart." All right, because the heart is deceitful above all things. Who can know it? Okay, because the Lord will put the Spirit on you. You one day or 1 hour you may be fine, but in the next minute or next hour you could be out of it. Okay, you could be here one day and gone the next. Right, you could be just the happiest person, and then the Lord put this deep spirit on you of depression or sadness or mourning, and it leads you to take your life. Right. So it says, "Give me any plague, but the plague of the heart." Meaning this is worse than any illness, sickness, or disease, because even those who have carnal sicknesses and illnesses, all right, they may have a good heart, meaning a good mind. All right, it says, "Give me any plague, but the plague of the heart," meaning the plague of the mind, meaning ultimately the Lord can drive you crazy. All right. So, hey man, with that. Once again, Lord, this video is edifying. Until next time, I'll let it close out by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to the hopeful elect.